Scott Morrison has hit the hustings in northern Tasmania, so a bit more last-minute campaigning for him before casting his ballot in Sydney's Sutherland Shire. James O'Doherty is following his campaign, James, an early morning visit to the Apple Isle. Now, this is a state that's been interesting because you've got 4 seats held by Labor, none by the coalition. They're hoping to get some. Labor strategists seem to have been more confident in the past few days they can hang on.
Yes, well, the Liberals need Bass and Braddon to be any hope of forming government after today. Scott Morrison starting his day in Launceston in the seat of Bass, with local candidate Bridget Archer attending a polling booth there, looking for a sausage in bread, as you'd say. Not finding one, though, at 9 o'clock in the morning, apparently. Only egg and bacon rolls were available that early in the morning. Then going on to the seat of Braddon as well, where the local candidate is looking to oust the Labor MP there. They need both of these seats to offset expected losses in other seats, Tom. Interestingly, they're also confident in Lyons, counting that in the coalition column until they had to dump candidate Jessica Whelan over her Facebook posts. Scott Morrison telling voters in the Apple Isle that the seats of Bass and Braddon will be crucial to deciding who the next Prime Minister is.
These are the seats that are going to decide who the next Prime Minister is, not just who the next great member is. And with Gav Pearce here in Braddon, but they really will decide. Tasmania, in significant ways, is going to decide what happens in this election.
Now, Scott Morrison is currently on his way from Tasmania here to Sydney, where he will be casting his vote in the seat of Cook. He hasn't made his way up to Sydney yet, though, still spending some time campaigning down there, currently on a flight, expected to vote this afternoon.
You'd imagine just an afternoon in the Shire, James. He loves talking about it, Scott Morrison.
Yes, he does love talking about the Shire, Tom, so you can expect to hear a lot more Shire talk from the PM when he does get to the Sutherland Shire to cast his ballot. We're not expecting Scott Morrison to make many more public appearances after that. We understand that he is going to be visiting his parents after casting his vote. So, look, a fairly low-risk strategy for Scott Morrison on polling day. Usually, or often you'd see candidates for the Prime Ministership visiting as many of these marginal booths as possible to try and win over every last vote. Not so Scott Morrison today, whilst he has spent some time down there in Tasmania, not spending much time here in Sydney going through those marginal seats. So I'm preferring a more low-risk strategy before he watches the campaign unfold tonight.
I do always wonder how much you're going to turn people come 3 p.m. on the actual day. Perhaps that's the reasoning. James O'Doherty, thank you.